Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. All right, in this video, I'm going to be doing a month ahead forecasts, conversation, and mostly channeling for the month of March 2026. I'm going to be looking at the astrology of the month ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about my own feelings and thoughts and as human Martha me, but mostly I'm going to hand this over to the spirit world to channel through a message for the month ahead and beyond. I know I personally am particularly needing and wanting that because uh, because things in the world are wow. And yeah, I'm recording this on Saturday, February 28th, and there's pretty consistently horrific things going on in the world, but today is particularly, yeah, not good. And so what I'm really feeling is even when I look at the astrology of this month and then the coming month in April and beyond that, but especially March to April, there's this really fascinating combination of energies where on the one hand, in the month of March, and I'm going to show you more details in a minute, but in the month of March, the the energies are so highly Piscean. I mean, it's Pisces season, but Mars is even in Pisces, and Venus is finishing up her time in Pisces, and just lots and lots of really. Oh, and Mercury is going retrograde in Pisces, highly Piscean energies, and Jupiter going direct conjunct Sirius in Cancer. So, and that's trining the big grouping of planets in Pisces. So this in the month of March, especially the first like maybe 3 weeks of March, there is such unbelievably high vibrational energy alive. And of course, like yesterday, there was the Mars Uranus square and other things, so there's this other kind of energy that's very activating, which isn't necessarily bad at all, but we can see how that also can play out in the world. And it is. And then the month of April has very, very, a very different flavor of energies compared to March. So instead of all this Piscean energy, then, Venus, Mars, etc., moves into Aries, and of course the Sun, and of course Mercury, and yeah, and so we have a highly, highly Aries month in April, and in particular the middle of April is quite interesting, you could say. So, what I'm really feeling, bottom line, in all of this is how extra important, how key it is now, um, in these highly Piscean times, but in general, for us to be, I'll speak for myself, but to be coming back into our deep relating with the reality that we are beings of light and earth and divine and cosmos and all of it as one, and coming back into the divine intelligence that is us and our connection with the infinite benevolent realms. Because yeah, that's where I just strongly feel we're going to get our answers. I can speak for myself that if I were to let myself loop, get stuck and kind of loop in my more human feelings, I wouldn't be very functional. I wouldn't be very supportive for the world, right? I mean, like for example, this morning I see the latest headlines. They're beyond, 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 beyond horrific. And not okay, not okay, not okay. And that's true, it's completely true. And I just felt my own heart, my own kind of consciousness like sink, which is completely natural because I have empathy for this horrific stuff going on that's beyond the pale. And and I know I can just feel it in my body that if I kind of circulate in that energy, I would have a hard time making this video. I would have a hard time rising into a part of myself that actually can be of service. So, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of my human Martha feelings about this moment. And I'm so grateful. I just don't even know what I would do without my own connection to the spirit world, without my guides talking to me and, kind of giving me a higher vision, higher perspective of things. And my own connection and ability to channel for you. When I channel for you, it actually is extremely helpful for me because I pray every day and I'm in constant contact with my guides, and that gives me amazing, support and comfort and all of that. But there's something extra powerful about when I channel for you all. Um, the energies that come through are even more strong and clear in a certain way. They're not personal for me. They're for you. They're for the collective. But yeah, it's a gift for me to be able to do it, actually. So yeah, just very grateful. Very grateful. Very, very, very grateful. So we have that. We have that. We all have that ability to connect um to the spirit world, to the reality that we are the divine, to divine intelligence, because that's what we are. And now more than ever, I really, really feel that this time right now is extra important for us to steep ourselves in that. Yeah. So speaking for myself, at least, do whatever feels right for you. Okay. So let me just show you the basic gist of the astrology of March, and I'll also kind of peek into April. I think actually I might even, we'll see what I speak to, but um, yeah, the middle of 2026 also is amazing. Like June, July, August are also just beyond amazing. Um, yeah, I'm excited about those months actually. But yeah, anyway, okay. So let me just bring up some astrology stuff and then I will go into the channeling because that's what I personally really want to get to. Okay. And as I am bringing this up, um, I'll just say that uh, this is a document that a lot of you have in your library on the Living with the One Light app. No, wait, no, actually, the document itself wouldn't be on the app, but it would be in your library on the Living the One Light website. Um, and if you don't have access to it, 'cause I give it for free basically for most of the things I offer, most of the courses. If you're in any of my courses, it's there in your library. And if you don't have access to it for any reason, you can get it, or you can get the free version that is there on livingtheonelight.com under go to free gifts. There's a whole page of free gifts, and you're very welcome to enjoy anything you want there, any and all of it. Um, okay, so no, that shared the wrong thing. Hang on. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So, so again, I'm recording this on February 28th, and I'll just go back a tiny bit in to February 25th. That was the day that Mercury went retrograde at 22 degrees of Pisces. That's significant because that Mercury retrograde is happening for the first until March 20th. So yeah, for the first 3 weeks of March, Mercury is going retrograde in Pisces. And then March 2nd, Mars is entering Pisces. March 3rd, we have the incredibly powerful full moon lunar eclipse at 12 degrees 53 minutes of Virgo. If you haven't heard the lunar eclipse video that I did, I highly recommend that. The channeling, especially, wow, I was completely floored by that channeling myself. Um, I hope that would be, really soothing for you as well. I'm guessing whatever comes through in this channeling for this video hopefully will be helpful too. But if you haven't heard the lunar eclipse video, definitely, definitely recommend that one. You could actually also go back even to the solar eclipse video I did where I channeled in that, and then the solar eclipse update live stream all on my YouTube channel for free. All of those have channelings that I found personally really, really, really helpful and supportive. So, yeah, enjoy any and all of that. March 6th, Venus enters Aries. I have my natal Venus in Aries, so I love that. Um, then March 7th, Mercury has its interior conjunction with the sun. So, in other words, Mercury is now, because it's going retrograde, that means that Mercury is coming between the Earth and the sun. And March 7th is when Mercury is right in between the Earth and the sun. So, it's a very magical moment. Then March 10th, Jupiter goes direct at 15 degrees, 5 minutes of Cancer with the star Sirius. Very magical. And Jupiter's already, stationing to go direct, and it's trining all this Piscean stuff, including the sun at the time of the lunar eclipse. So Jupiter with Sirius is a very strong energy through all of March. And that's to me so high magic vibration, high vibrational energy. I'm feeling the Syrian energetics so strongly, the light codes of the Syrian being so strongly, you know, that's one of the main, like it can make me cry. It's one of the main supportive energies I feel happening right now, really powerfully. And then uh March 13th, Mars will be conjunct the north node of the moon, 8 degrees Pisces. March 16th, I don't have it on here because we didn't know about Three-Eye Atlas when I made this last year, but March 16th is the closest flyby of Three-Eye Atlas with Jupiter, who just went, will have just gone direct on March 10th. So that to me, March 16th is, I'm just going to put it in here myself. Um, is that flyby of Three-Eye Atlas with Jupiter feels really, really, really significant. Uh, yeah, like an activation time. And and again, I in the channeling for the lunar eclipse, this comes up a lot. The role of Three-Eye Atlas there feels, yeah, just I can feel it in my body. Very, very special. Okay. Um, And then March 18th, we have a new moon at 28 degrees of Pisces. And um, and then March 20th. March 20th is a very magical day. Very magical. It's the equinox. But in addition, that day, Mercury is going direct, exactly conjunct the north node of the moon at 8 degrees of Pisces. And I'll just say a little kind of sneak peek preview. I haven't even announced this yet, but on that day, 1 p.m. Pacific, I am going to be co-hosting an equinox light language sound bath with Dr. John Ryan. Really looking forward to that. And yeah, my guides asked me to do that, and I can already feel the energy of it. Very, very, very beautiful and powerful. So you can sign up for that if you want on my website. This is the first time I'm announcing that. So here you go. It's actually that gathering though is going to be free. It's very low cost in general, it's $15 kind of thing. But it's for those of you who are going to be, I haven't announced this yet either. So I will announce this now, I guess. Um, Starting on May 6th, so from May 6th to the end of August, I'm going to be hosting something. It's not quite ready to sign up for, but it will be soon in the next week, I hope. It's going to be called a Magical Mercury Tour Journey, where basically I'm going to hold a 4-month container where we go with Mercury once all the way around the sun. And anyway, I'll say more about that later, but it's going to be very, very, very magical and amazing. I can already feel it. Having a lot to do with connecting with the light codes of our sun and the light codes of Sirius and on and on and on. But the equinox March 20th gathering will come as a free gift for people who sign up for that Mercury journey. So anyway, I'm mentioning the equinox thing because I am getting told to, but I will, yeah, I will have all of it ready for you to sign up for hopefully in the next week or two. And the Mercury one, I mean, sorry, the equinox one is already there on my website if you want to take a look at that. Okay. So yeah, that equinox day is going to be very magical. I'm really looking forward to that energy. Then uh let's see. Then yeah, those are the big highlights of March. Okay, then April is very different. And what I'm mainly going to focus on in April, because I'll do another April month ahead video, when we get closer to April. But what I'm just going to say here is that the middle of April is very interesting. There, actually, why don't I show it to you on the chart because it's easier to see. The thing that sticks out to me in April at this point is that in the middle of April, Mars, Saturn, and Mercury are going to be conjunct. So let me just show you that real quick. Um, okay. Yeah, and it's this really actually fascinating combination of energies going on in the month of April because on the one hand, okay, this is part of what catches my attention. On April 19th, for example, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn are all going to be conjunct at 7 degrees of Aries. Okay. So on the one hand, you can easily look at this and go, hmm, hmm, well, that'll be interesting. Just, politically, kind of in the big picture in the world, um, could kind of guess what could go on there, on one level. Like, yeah, could imagine, war, that kind of stuff, right? And I personally don't feel ethical naming that and then having that be full stop. So I just say I have lately been seeing a lot of astrologers, not ones I'm, close with or anything, um, but a lot of astrologers posting things kind of like predicting war, predicting violence, predicting all kinds of things, which certainly they have a point, and certainly we can see that going on. And the reason I have a problem with those posts is because they stop with that. They name it, they name that, and that's it. And then they stop. And what I want to say to all of them, but I just don't feel like it's my place to engage with that, is I want to say, okay, I get your point. And how does that help anything? Right? So yes, yes. And what is the other way in which we can engage with those energies? Like, what is the higher potential of those energies? Because it's not just about inevitable destruction. It's these are energetics of the cosmos and of ourselves, and there's the highest octave also possible in all of it. And so I feel like honestly, personally, it's a bit unethical to name the lowest potential and not also somehow speak to the highest potential, because then we're kind of left with, well, okay, then what, right? Is it just doomed? No, it's absolutely not. That's why we're here. And so it's like somebody like Pam Gregory, who I absolutely adore, right? She does name, yeah, this is how this could manifest, and then it does or whatever. And she says she does the and she gives the other highest potential possibilities as well, and how we can then show up to the moment. So, and Heather Ensworth would be another one that I highly, highly, highly respect, right? That we're not here just to be in doom and gloom and and not act. We're here to recognize and acknowledge that very difficult reality, and also that we are here to be something else. That's really important. Which is why I'm going to channel in a minute. But yeah, so I just want to acknowledge, yes, these energies are like, huh, hmm. Yeah, I see that. Um, Another set of energies though, in in the same time period, especially if we go back a few days, which I am loving, 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 is take a look at this. Okay, look at this. This is April 4th, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, 3rd, 4th, that kind of timeline. Look at this. Eris Xena conjunct Chiron conjunct the Lilith asteroid. Ooh boy. So so about a couple weeks before that, Mars, Saturn, Mercury conjunction, we have basically these incredibly powerful goddesses, Erisina and Lilith. They're with Chiron, the wounded healer, right? And before that, we have Venus in the mix with all of them, in Aries. And again, I have my own Venus in Aries, and I'm like, oh yeah, the warrioress, the warrioress for justice, for light. Um, and yeah, so on the one hand, certainly we're seeing in the world the potential of this, still very out of balance patriarchal version of things. And there's this other energy of the certainly, well, the divine masculine, uh, is present, even if it's not super obvious all the time. But that I just want to name that's present. But in addition, is this incredibly, incredibly powerful presence of the, you could say the dark goddess, or the true essence of the power of the feminine. And I've been witnessing that in so many of you, in myself, regardless of what our gender is or our anatomy is, that energy is coming back into the world. We know that. And we can see that also in the news, right? All of these women standing up, and people standing up for the feminine in all kinds of ways. That's also really present. And I think part of the opportunity, just on a human level, is for us to really be dedicated to showing up as the healthy version of the power that we are. Not a destructive power, not a an eye for an eye kind of version of fighting power. That doesn't resonate for me personally, but really fully embodying the power that we are. That's incredibly important at this time. Um, yeah, and then when we get to that kind of middle of April, once Mars enters the picture in that Aries group, um, then, we've already had that incredibly strong healing powerhouse of the feminine energy. And then this, it's like, okay, so how can we then hold this energy and be present with it in a way that's in the highest potential of it in ourself, especially given that the North Node is still over here in Pisces. We've had this whole time in March where this unbelievably gorgeous Piscean energy happening. This light language, I think, is, really blossoming in its potential to be present with us, for us, our connection with the spirit world, so present and alive. They are right here. They are absolutely wanting to do this with us, as us, etc. And Uranus there with the Pleiades, Jupiter with Sirius, Venus coming along to join Uranus with the Pleiades. There's so much beauty in all of it as well. Um, yeah. Okay. So think that's enough of me, human me talking. Because I think the real point is really they have things to say, and I look forward to that myself. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Yes, and before I record, I mean, sorry, before I do the channeling, I'll just name some of the practical things coming up because usually by the end of the channeling, I'm in the zone and I don't want to go into those things. It doesn't feel right. Yes, so the practical things coming up in March and in particular coming up next week, lots of things. So, um, Monday evening, Pacific time, 7:30 p.m., I'm going to be part of a free book launch party, which I think is going to be super deeply nourishing and supportive of our nervous systems. It's I've talked about it in other videos, so I won't go on and on about it, but I'll put the link here. It's totally free. It is being hosted by two of my friends who are both psychotherapists in the Bay Area in California, and they compiled a book which I contributed a chapter to that is really all about ways of supporting ourselves emotionally and on a our nervous systems in relation to our relationship with the earth and the cosmos and creative life force and movement and just creativity in general. I love these women and the contributors are all amazing. I think virtually everybody who contributed either currently is a psychotherapist or was like me. I'm not currently practicing, but I have that background. And so it's a very grounded, incredibly wise group of women who have contributed to the book. And so I think the book launch party I know is going to be really wonderful. And I would love to have you there if you would like to be there. It'll also be recorded. And again, it's free. Monday the 2nd, 7:30 p.m., just hours before the lunar eclipse, which is going to be on Tuesday. Then, yeah, the other big thing next week is that on Wednesday, the day after the lunar eclipse, I am starting my new round of the Astrology 101 Cosmic Reunion Journey. So a bunch of you have already signed up, but if you haven't signed up and you would like to join us, as of when I'm recording this, there are 2 spots left in the small sharing circle options. You can also join without small sharing circle option, and the price is literally half or less than half, I think. I tried to make it as accessible as possible. Yes, we start that on March 4th, and I would love to have you there. It's going to be really, really, really wonderful and special. And yeah, and then March 20th is going to be the Equinox Light Language Sound Bath event with John Ryan. And yeah, I think those are all the practical things at the moment for the month of March. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm getting told to say this. If you want to join us on March 3rd, the day of the eclipse, I also will be channeling for the New Earth Sacred Leadership group. And we are 2 months, it's a 3-month journey. We have completed 2 of the 3 months, but all the recordings are available and it's very applicable anytime. It's been amazingly powerful, deeply touching, witnessing the beautiful transformation and wisdom coming alive in that group. Yeah, and I will be channeling, I think, a very, very powerful channeling on the day of the lunar eclipse, March 3rd, for that group. You're very welcome to join. I reduced the price because we've already started, etc. if you want to be there. Yeah, I was getting told to say that, so I did. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do the channeling. Alrighty. And I'm getting told to say this too. Okay. They're very particular. Um, okay, they want me to make this a little more personal. So what they want me to tell you about, just very, very briefly, is this lunar eclipse on March 3rd, as I talked about in the lunar eclipse video, is very personal for me because it is It's a full moon in Virgo. I was born on a full moon in Virgo. My birthday is just a couple days after the actual eclipse. And and the moon and the sun at the time of the eclipse are basically going to be on my own moon and my own sun. And so and my ascendant and my descendant. So the this eclipse is I can't even explain how powerful this time is for me personally. It's like wow. So, various things on various levels with that, but the thing they're wanting me to speak to, because I think it will be relevant probably for what's going to come through in the channeling. Part of what's been happening for me personally is a whole set of experiences that are yeah, I'm being asked to completely up level my own um activation of myself as the light and earth as one. Like everything I do is called living the one light. And I very first started being asked to do this or start to channel and all of that in April of 2018. So it's coming up next month. April of this year will be 8 years since that happened. And 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 what I'm basically being shown now, just in the last few days, is that I laid like the foundation of everything I'm being asked to do was laid 8 years ago, but now it's like I'm being asked to claim it and let myself be ignited in my own being in a completely different way, a completely different level, because the light codes of the actual sunlight, and of kind of where we are, our solar system, where it is in the galaxy, and all the things, like even the quality of light, and really what the world is ready for, and what I'm personally ready for is a whole different world compared to 8 years ago. So, yeah, so it feels like a massive ignition moment for me. And yeah, I don't yet know what completely that looks like, but for some reason they wanted me to share that with you, even though it's a little bit tender and new for me. But that is a big part of what's going on in my own personal experience of these energies, because they are very, 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 very personal for me. I mean, it's hard for an eclipse to be more directly personal than this one is for me. And I know it's very, very, very personal for a lot of you too, because a lot of your charts line up, uncannily with mine, which makes sense because that's part of probably why you're drawn here. Yeah. So for a lot of us, this one is a very, very personal one. But exciting, really exciting. I'm so lit up on the inside out, actually, really lit up. And and at the same time, I'm so lit up at the same time that I'm very upset about so much that's going on in the world. And yeah, so that maybe that helps fill in the gaps of, my full human um place with it all at the moment. Okay. I think that's all the things I'm supposed to say. Now I'm really gonna channel. Okay. All right. Okay. They're funny. All right. And thank you as always for being here. I appreciate it way more than I can say. And I am just loving hearing all your feedback, witnessing the amazing transformations happening in so many of your lives and in your own beings. And just, wow, so good. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, truly. Okay. Okay. Yes. Hello and welcome, friends. So, yes, we are here as beings of light, light itself, the original codes of light itself, the original codes of existence itself. And like Martha was saying, yes, we're here today really to support you on one level, just to remember and to know that, yes, we're still here, even in moments when it feels like the world is particularly suffering or hurting. We are still here. We are always here. We will never not be here. And we're here to also give you an opportunity and an an option or yeah, a choice to be supported, to come into a remembering of the highest, you could say, timeline, but really it's not so much like a timeline choice. It's more about the highest vantage point, reality, view of existence. So, what we're going to offer again is similar to a channeling that you may have experienced maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, channelings ago, but with a different flavor today. And we hope that this channeling, this experience, this journeying will serve you today, but anytime you feel called, anytime you need a kind of respite from the world, and also a way to be of service and also be served and deeply nourished and nurtured yourself all at the same time, and also to have a vantage point on existence, a higher octave perspective. So in a certain sense, this is very simple today, but hopefully will serve you over and over and over again anytime you're needing it. And we're also, as we're doing this, going to give you the opportunity to be ignited in those original light codes of you again and again and again and again in each and every moment. Because now more than ever, we would really encourage you, if and as it feels right, to have this be a daily practice, to either in the way we're going to lead or in other ways, to come back to this vantage point and this reignition of yourself as the light codes of existence, the original light codes, over and over and over and over again. Okay, so taking a long, slow, deep breath. We invite you to feel us, these beings of light, holding space for you. And we invite you to feel this orb of light descending on your body, similar to the lunar eclipse video, perhaps, if you were part of enjoying that. You can feel this orb of light descending on your body, and on the count of 3, you can imagine yourself just jump, and we're holding the space for you in this orb of light to just, in a sense, catapult straight up the orb of light out of the time-space continuum into the void, outside of time and outside of space. So on the count of 3, feel that orb of light descending on your body and your being, and only with your permission, your invitation, and your decision, we invite you to jump and feel us support you up through that orb of light. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Jump, ignite, and rise all the way up that orb of light, pure, beautiful, divine, golden light, and straight out of the membrane of the time-space continuum into the void. And in the void, we invite you actually even to come higher, all the way to the light of the heart of Source itself. And taking another long, slow, deep breath. We invite you to feel yourself now entering and being in the heart of the light of Source itself, which you might experience like a big ball of light similar to the sun or a star, or you might experience it in infinite other ways. You just notice whatever is alive for you. It's absolutely perfect, whatever it is. And we invite you to feel that as you are here in the light of the heart of Source itself, it's like being in the ultimate purification cauldron of the highest light order possible. It's like being in the most exquisite, beautiful, highest vibrational sauna of existence, literally. With the ultimate codes of not only light, I mean, light certainly, but the energetics of the original codes of existence before there's even light, light before light. And taking another long, slow, deep breath. What we really want to convey here, which is incredible medicine for these times ahead, anytime, but certainly the March into April energies, 2026, but really always, is that this feeling, these energetics of being in the heart, in the light of the heart of Source itself, are what you could call the highest, most pure expression of Pisces to Aries energetics. So when Martha's showing you that middle of April conjunction of Mercury, Mars, and Saturn at 7 degrees of Aries, and on the one hand, astrologers might talk about this as potential for very difficult things. On one level, that absolutely can be true. And on the other level, this is what we want you to remember and to be and to hold. This. The light codes of the origins of existence itself. You are here as a being of Earth, Gaia, light, cosmos, existence as one, to be a walking, talking, breathing, loving, light code emanator. And not only light code emanator, but an emanator of the original codes of existence. That's pure Pisces into Aries energy. In form, Saturn conjunct Mars and Mercury in Aries. North Node in Pisces, etc. So taking another long, slow, deep breath. I just want to give you a few more moments just to be in this energetic. We want you to really feel it, get it, and also be deeply, deeply, deeply nourished by it, cleared and cleansed and given absolutely everything you need in this moment and every moment. And feel the shimmering of those codes of light, those codes of existence, just moving through your body, clearing you, deeply loving you so powerfully, so infinitely. You can feel it moving, these codes of light, the shimmering light itself, moving through every cell of your being, every organ, on a very physical level, in addition to energetic, emotional levels, etheric levels, etc. Very powerfully. This is you. And this is what we absolutely need you to be, to emanate, to ground in as. So Aries energy is not scary. Even Mars in Aries on the highest level is not scary. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's the essence of life itself. It's these shimmering codes of existence held in the reality of source itself, the void itself, Pisces. Aries comes out of Pisces. Life emerges from source. Life is source. That is the essence of true Aries energy. And that is you, because you are source, you are life. So again, taking another long, slow, deep breath. Another thing that we want to say about this is that even though this is a March month ahead video, we are wanting, in a sense, to give you this preview of this energetic because, for one thing, there is no time and there is no space. And also, the reality is that if you're able to anchor in to this reality, this energetic, it's kind of like scouting ahead down the path, ahead of the rest of the group. And so what we're really asking you to be and to do is to ground in as the highest vibrational quality of those energies of what will be particularly strong in mid-April. But just like we're asking you to go ahead in that sense, in a certain sense, we also notice that, or we want you to notice that Venus is entering Aries on March 6th. So during the time that Mars and the North Node and the Sun and etc. will still be, Mercury will still be in Pisces in this deeply, beautifully, highly Piscean time. Venus, Lilith, Erisina, Chiron will all be in Aries already, holding this incredibly, beautifully, deeply healing vibrational reality as well. And so what we're really asking you to do is, if and as you like, to be there in that energetic with them, holding space and the remembering of this highest vibration quality of what those Aries energies really actually are. Shimmering knowing of the light codes of existence, the codes of pure origin of existence themselves. So taking another long, slow, deep breath. We invite you to just feel yourself deeply being nourished in this. We really would like to offer you and encourage you now to let go of any, you could say, the gaze outward. Let go of and your attention being anywhere other than yourself for a moment. And this is not selfish. This is very important. Please honor this if it feels right for you. So yes, we're asking you to do this to be of service for existence, but we're really also knowing that the way that you can be of service in the highest expression of this is if you give yourself a chance right now, and in general, to just be held in the peace of it, to be held in the powerful love of existence itself, to be really bathed in, deeply nourished by these codes of light, these codes of love, and these codes of the origin of existence themselves. So one more component here before we close is taking another long, slow, deep breath. We invite you now to come perhaps out of the heart of Source itself, back into the void, and imagine yourself now, with your permission and invitation. There's a group of us, spirit allies here specifically for you, ready and waiting. And as you give your permission and invitation, you can feel maybe one or two or three or a group of us just creating a kind of bed that you can lie back into, a bed of light. And feel us now as we hold space for you to lie back into that bed of light. And as you lie back, we invite you to deeply relax. And on the count of three, we invite you to feel as we raise you up into the light itself. So on the count of three, 1, 2, 3. And breathing in and out. We invite you here to feel yourself held in this bed of light, held in a bath of light itself. Deeply peaceful, deeply soothing, and so incredibly nurturing and relaxing. And we invite you now to notice and feel that there is a whole team of light beings, beings of light, beings of pure light itself, who are here and know you deeply, intimately. And again, with your permission and invitation, we invite you to now just completely lay back, totally let go, and as is exactly right for you, just relax as this team of light beings in a sense gives you a light bath session, healing session, treatment, spa day. So they will know precisely what is right for you and what you're needing in any given moment. And it'll be very different for each person, and it might be different for you from moment to moment or day to day. But you may feel them just sort of doing like a very powerful light treatment kind of Reiki session, or you might notice them working in a way that's very deliberately addressing certain aspects that might need healing, physically, emotionally, energetically, all of the above. You might notice them really grooming you or doing spiritual hygiene of some kind, just sort of cleaning up your energy field. You might notice them holding your heart or giving you space to grieve or feel held. Infinite possibilities, because they're meeting your exactly precise needs in each and every moment. And we invite you really to stay with this as long as you want and as long as you need. We're going to give you a few more moments here, but we really encourage you not to rush out of this and to come back into this space anytime, because more than ever, it's incredibly important for you to be deeply nourished and cared for and held yourself. And this is a place of incredible restoration, deep rest, and getting your needs met on every single level, all the time, no matter what. So we'll just be quiet for a few moments. And you can, of course, pause the recording and stay here as long as you want and as long as you need. Come back to it anytime. Okay, and the very last thing we want to emphasize before we close is you are not alone. One of the biggest fallacies or incorrect notions of the time of great forgetting, one of the most massive ones, is that humans are somehow both superior to all other forms of life and also doing this alone and are somehow supposed to come up with all the solutions by themselves. That is absolutely incorrect, doesn't make any sense, is not true, and is that point of view actually closes out about 99.9% of what real life is. So you just even think about the beings of the earth, for example, whales and dolphins, elephants, etc., cats, dogs, you name it, birds, plants, rocks, animals of all kinds, beings of all kinds that can even be seen with the third eye vision. Even closing off from their intelligence is absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention the divine intelligence itself of you and the divine intelligence of all other forms of life that have been forgotten in this time of great forgetting as well, including ourselves, the beings of light, not to mention so many others. So in times when you might feel extra fear or sorrow, the default assumption is that you're alone, and it's just incorrect. So we emphasize this, the channeling in the January month ahead that Martha did was emphasizing this reality that we are here to be doing this with you and as you. We want to say that again. We are here to be doing this with you and as you. So please, please, please make a regular practice of coming into either this kind of space through Martha's channelings or through any of the other infinite ways that might serve you the best. The Wholeness Way series, which is free through Martha, is an excellent way to come into your own regular way of being with the spirit world, your own spirit team, etc. That's one option. It is absolutely a crucial skill that so many of you are remembering now more and more deeply and more powerfully, that you are not alone and that it is absolutely possible for you to have an ongoing, continuous, powerful way of relating with the infinite realms of existence, the infinite benevolent realms of beings and spirit guides, and infinite other forms of divine intelligence all the time. So your brains are literally reforming, reshaping. The structures of your energy system are reshaping and reforming right now very powerfully. And just being part of these kind of channelings, either with Martha or again on your own or in other ways, part of what's going on is that the way you're held in these channelings, the light that you're held in, etc., is supporting that restructuring of your energy body system, so that slowly over time, in your own divine exact right timing, the energy structures of your being will click, and you will suddenly be able to be perceiving, hearing, seeing, feeling, knowing in your exact right ways. There's no one right way at all, but that is part of what's going on, is that your actual energy body systems are shifting very powerfully, including Martha's. Martha's are shifting very, very powerfully, very strongly, very rapidly at the same time that yours are in your own ways. So it's a very physiological experience going on. Just like the sun is moving through its own changing of its cycles and activity levels, etc. Just like everything changes constantly, you are changing constantly in that way as well, and developing and growing, which is wonderful. But please, 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 if you're in a moment of doubt, if you're in a moment of feeling alone, please remember us saying this and take a moment and even just maybe give yourself a hug and remember you are not alone. And if you have a few moments, maybe come back to this recording or the Wholeness Way series or something else to help you continually have a daily way of coming back to this part of yourself, this reality of yourself, and your way of relating to us, to the all that is, to the infinite benevolent realms of existence itself, and yourself as the light codes of existence, the codes of existence, yourself as the divine, yourself as source itself, etc. And so it is. Amen. All right. And then if and as you're ready, again, you can stay lying on the light bed if you like, as long as you want, as long as you need. And then when you're ready, we invite you to come to the top of that light, that orb of light shoot at the membrane of the time-space continuum, between the void and the time-space continuum. And you can feel as the circle of us as light beings are holding space for you to jump back into that orb of light. Feel yourself gently, powerfully just being held in that orb of light and coming all the way back down to the atmosphere of beautiful being Gaia, Mama Gaia. Feel as she welcomes you, deeply loves you as you enter back in through the membrane of her atmosphere come to the crown of your head. Feel as your Gaian body also deeply loves you, deeply nourishes you, cherishes you, and is welcoming you as you come in through the crown of your head all the way down into your beautiful Gaia body. Welcomed, loved, deeply cherished in every aspect of all of who you are. Those light codes ignited, that highest essence of the purity of you as light, source, divine, earth as one. Feel yourself click all the way into your Gaian body. Feel those light codes land, spread throughout every cell of your body and being, and welcome you home. And so it is. Amen. And then as you're ready, if it feels supportive, you can help yourself come fully back to this present moment by rubbing your hands on your arms, rubbing your hands on your legs, bringing your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for being you, specifically you. And so it is. Amen. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that. That was amazing. Wow. Incredible. All right. I'm just going to let myself and let you just be with that because, yeah, that was what I needed. I hope it helped you too. Okay. Amazing. Yeah, this is what we're here to do. Truly, like truly, 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 truly. Yeah, in another video I can share more about my own journey with all of it and my own thoughts. But this is seriously what we are here to do and to be. I mean, really, like really, and this is the time. This is exactly it. This is exactly the time. And wow, deep gratitude that you're showing up to be it and do it too with me, with all of us. Thank you. Really, thank you. Okay. And also I'll just, the human me, we can also just, yeah, send all this goodness all around this globe. Yeah. Okay. See you all very soon.